morning. Today again we deal with what many consider a difficult subject, something not easy to speak of. Have you or someone you love had to walk through the tragedy of rape? In Genesis chapter 34, we see the heartbreaking results of living in a fallen world. When sinful people act according to what they think is right, instead of living according to God's plan. And just as we grieve over what happens to a young woman named Dinah in Genesis, it's important to know that God knows. He knows every hurt that every woman has ever experienced. God calls rape a sin, and He declares that the victim of rape to be totally faultless. In other words, God does not hold the victim at fault. Dinah, she was the only daughter of Jacob and Leah, who settled with her family in the city of Shechem. And one day she went to find some of her friends, other female friends in that vicinity. She was seized and raped by Shechem, a prince of that region. The reaction of a father whose daughter has just been raped, one would think, is generally outrage and grief. But again, Jacob's reaction is total silence. Quite shocking, really. When Dinah's brothers come home at the end of the day and find out what's happened, they're deeply angered by this incident, and they devise a plan to exact revenge for the outrageous crime committed against their sister and against the family. And after tricking the men of Shechem into being circumcised, Dinah's brothers, Simeon and Levi, go into the city while the men are still recovering from the circumcision, and we're told that they kill every man. Now, while you and I might be tempted to cheer them on their reaction, hey, they did something, the problem with the brothers' response is that while sin has natural consequences, the judgment against those sinners belongs to God, not to man. And through their violence, unfortunately, Dinah's brothers actually placed themselves on the same level as those who raped their sister. Their witness to the Canaanites became compromised by their use of violence. The Salvation Army is committed to fighting any form of sexual violence. And so today I call upon you as Salvationist women to ask the Holy Spirit to be a comforter to those who have walked this tragic road of rape. I ask you to pray that the families of these victims will have wisdom as they seek comfort and minister to their hearts, and that they will not act out in revenge as did the brothers of Dinah. And I also ask you to pray that those guilty of sexual assault will come to know Christ and realize that what they have done is wrong. It's time to speak out.